What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to go ahead and discuss a little bit further into skill-based matchmaking within Modern Warfare 3, and not necessarily about the matchmaking itself, because obviously I've already made a ton of videos and tons of content about that. But this video is more specifically focused on the community and how they handle certain things within the skill-based matchmaking. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you are interested in a little bit more content just like this, we post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell. We're currently on the grind of 50,000 subscribers, so every last bit of your support means the world to me. And last but not least, we do stream over on Kick pretty much daily as well, and we host open lobbies. So if you guys are trying to avoid the thick matchmaking and you need a squad, by all means, tune to the stream. That usually goes live around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can add me up in the chat, and you can join in whenever you see an open space available. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to skill-based matchmaking in current day Call of Duty, we all know it is extremely thick nowadays. Now, of course, I don't really mind the competition. You know, a lot of my gameplays, you see me versing pretty competent people. I don't mind it too often. But for the mass majority of people out there, you know, you guys are out there hustling 24/7. You have class all the time. You have families to, tend to. You're exhausted, right? You come home, you don't want to sweat. You don't want to have to worry about anything. You just want to go ahead and relax on a match of Call of Duty. And nowadays, that's just not simply a thing. So, ways that people are working around it is by reverse boosting, whether they go ahead and dump their stats or they go ahead and buy a second copy of the game, make it a bot account, and then join off that bot account. VPNs is what, another thing that I hear quite often. There's a lot of methods to work around the skill-based matchmaking in current day COD. And honestly, I don't really give a crap what you guys do. For me personally, it's too much of an effort to go through all that work. I'd much rather just hop into a match and just call it a day. If it's good, it's good. And if it's bad, it's bad. It is what it is. But a lot of people out there don't mind going through the extra effort to, go ahead and get a little bit more of a casual experience. But there's one thing that disturbs me and really annoys me about this process. I really do gotta keep it real with you guys. I'm not here to go ahead and support skill-based matchmaking, but, the people who reverse boost, again, like I said, I have nothing against it. But the amount of egos that I see out on the internet, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you use, Facebook, people that you watch on YouTube, streamers, so on and so forth. The amount of egos that I see out there, people are bragging and boasting about absurd KDs, about, getting 50,000 nukes, about being, one of the best players in the game, while they're versing absolute bots in, the majority of their lobbies, is just ridiculous in my personal opinion. Like I said, I don't care what you do with your time. I don't care if you want to reverse boost. I don't care how you handle the skill-based matchmaking in current day COD. But don't come out and start bragging that you are some top-tier player, that you're the best of the best, that you are absolutely outstanding, when what you're realistically doing is just reverse boosting. Anybody can go into a lobby that is significantly lower than their skill bracket and absolutely stomp out. Anybody in the world could do that. But I guess what I wanted to say here is just fess up. We went through this back in Black Ops Cold War, and there was a lot of people out there, people who do live gameplay videos and stuff like that who were just, absolutely boasting it out about being top tier, and then coming out that they were reverse boosting and stuff like that. But a lot of these people owned up to their mistakes. They owned up to the fact that they're reverse boosting, and again, their channels thrive, because at the end of the day, let's be real here. The mass majority of people out there, even though there are some people who are a bit skeptical with gameplay, but the mass majority of people out there that watch gameplay know that 9 times out of 10, you're probably versing people who are, like I said, way under your skill bracket. To verse people equally skilled, it's going to be a bit more competitive gameplay. And when people post on YouTube and people stream, they want to try to get you the best of the best quality stuff. So what they're going to do is, once again, like I said, they might reverse boost. They might try to go ahead and get bot lobbies, so on and so forth, so they can get more premium stuff. Or, of course, if that's not the case, they'll lobby shop for hours and hours and hours until they do finally get a casual game where they can kick back and relax, and that will be the gameplay. But I would say the mass majority of people out there know that if you see someone popping off, it's usually someone who's not in their bracket. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, why hide the fact that you reverse boost? If indeed, like I said, the mass majority of people out there already know the majority of these crazy clips are against people who aren't like, similar 5 KD, 6 KD players, right? They're, you're versing individuals who might not be in your bracket. They get it. They understand. So why lie about it? I don't know. It might be an issue that isn't really that big of a deal, but it disgusts me. It really does. It puts a horrible taste in my mouth. And I despise when people go ahead and do this. They be dropping the most insane KDs. They make people think that they're absolute legends. They, falsely give, information and tips and different things that are completely irrelevant because, technically they're not a good player. And again, I'm not talking about everybody out there because a lot of people who do reverse boost are good players. Again, they're just doing it for content. And again, I don't personally reverse boost because it's just too much of an effort, too much of a hassle. I don't feel like going through it. But I'm not saying every person who reverse boosts out there is a bad player. Again, some people just want easier lobbies so they can get their content out of the way and not have to play for 10 hours to, get a few gameplays. But what I am saying is that there's still a ton of people out there who are putting a bad reputation on all of this stuff. And honestly, it's ruining the work that we're doing when it comes to trying to fix skill-based matchmaking. We're trying to prove a point here that matchmaking is busted. When you're playing solo, it's a nightmare experience. You can't enjoy it. You get teamed up with people who are completely not supposed to be in your bracket and versing people who are almost above your bracket. It's not calculating anything correctly. And we're trying to resolve this, and you have a bunch of people out here, once again, bragging and boasting, not clarifying that they are indeed in, reverse boosted lobbies. They're just acting like they are going about their business and pub stomping out of the blue and finding these lobbies 24/7 constantly, like every game or every other game where they're going crazy. And they're making it seem like skill-based matchmaking is not even relevant. And then you're going to have all these big publishers and all these big names coming out and pointing the finger saying, well, look at all these crazy players. Look at all these guys enjoying the experience, getting better, doing their thing, so on and so forth. When the reality is that those lobbies are not real. But the people who are getting those lobbies are not being open about how they're getting these experiences. And what makes it even worse is that these same individuals will come out and say, oh, skill-based matchmaking is nothing in Modern Warfare 3. I can't believe people are complaining about skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare 3. If you complain about skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare 3, you are absolute garbage. How do you have the nerve to come out and even say such a thing? When, once again, all of your lobbies are reverse boosted. You are intentionally getting into matches where everybody is severely under your skill bracket, and then you're going to turn to the community and tell us that we're complaining too much about skill-based matchmaking? Sure, if I was getting lobbies like that every single game, I would also imagine that skill-based matchmaking wasn't present. But that's not the reality of the matchmaking system in Modern Warfare 3. It's horrifying. Like I said, there's two sides to matchmaking within this game. The side where solos can't get, a good experience and their teammates can't back them up, so, they have to play with full squads. Or the other side, where you can't even play with your friends, people who are all across the board, different skill brackets. Because if, your friends so happen to be much lower skill than you are in a Call of Duty game, they're not even going to want to bother with your lobbies. They're not going to want to play with you because once you enter that game, once you enter that party, the matchmaking is going to prioritize your KD over everybody else's, which means that everybody that shouldn't be in that bracket is going to be forced into that bracket, which I guess is a good thing. If you really think about it, you're kind of like Santa Claus, right? You're bringing these beautiful lobbies to all these people out here who are probably struggling with the matchmaking as well. But at the end of the day, it's still not fun because you can't play with your friends. That's what we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. If we all didn't have to deal with that, then we would all be in the same boat saying that skill-based matchmaking is not existent, but that's not the case. We all have to suffer through this crap. So to see people coming out, once again, purposely reverse boosting, not admitting that they're reverse boosting when they're showcasing this type of stuff, and then on top of that, saying that skill-based matchmaking is non-existent and that we need to stop complaining, altogether is just horrifying. Guys, do not be that person. If you are going to reverse boost, like I said, just be open about it. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, when you pub stomp and you drop insane streaks, it's not people of your similar skill. You have been blessed with a good lobby, right? I think we all pretty much know this. And yeah, you can pub stomp, and I've dropped, swarms and good streaks against very skilled players. I'm not saying it's always like that, but a lot of the time, yes, that's just how it so happens to, roll out there. So with this common knowledge, what is there to hide? Nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. So be open with it. And let's stick it to Activision. Bobby is leaving in January. Microsoft is going to be taking charge. This is the time to speak our truth. We have to. And they already acknowledged it. They said they're going to go ahead and talk more about it. They haven't yet, and I made multiple videos discussing that, saying that we still remember, and I'm going to keep bugging them until they do discuss it. But at the end of the day, this is our time. And if there are people out there who are going to blatantly reverse boost and claim that, there's no such thing as skill, please, you're not helping anything. If you're going to reverse boost, just say yes. I'm tired of the matchmaking. It's ridiculous. I reverse boost. So many people have done it, and their channels are doing fine. Because once again, nobody cares. It's not that big of a deal. But to do all of this stuff, hide it, try to act like you're some insane player, and then talk down on others for being aggravated with the matchmaking system, honestly, just kind of makes you look like a douche. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget, go ahead and leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget, subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. We do indeed post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. So like I said, subscribe, hit that bell. And last but not least, we do stream almost daily as well over on Kick. So if you guys are interested in any of my live streams and you want to go ahead, catch up and, hop into the open lobbies, by all means, you can find a link to that channel, as well as all my other socials like Twitter and Discord down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.